Is this true, fellas? W Drunken Master. Is smart sounds dumb. Ethan Klein. Is smart sound smart. Steven. Is dumb sounds dumb. Hassan. Is dumb sounds smart. Me. Yes, and you know what? This actually takes the highest level of intelligence, right? Because to sound smart when you are dumb means you have to punch above your weight class. Truly a proletarian section of the square, you know? Yeah, if you're smart and you sound smart, like, congratulations, you know, wow. Like, imagine how talented a man must be to sound this good while having 4 IQ. Exactly. Lib chat, 521 comments. That's fucking ominous. Climate change will kill us all. So true. We gotta stop with the meat billions. You guys got mad at this one. That's true. Yeah, listen, guys, okay? It's not like I live the life of a vegetarian, but like, holy shit, man. Any sensible analysis of the amount of resources that we commit and the subsidies that go into meat eating, you know? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. It's insane. Genuinely, it's insane. But chicken? Well, the beef industry is a lot more ecologically demanding than the chicken industry. But if you count every life as a life, we do kill like 5 million chickens a second. So that's probably not good. As an Alaskan who grew up in a trailer park surrounded by nature, I got extremely depressed the few times I've been to the lower 48 and saw just how much beautiful prairie and forest have been destroyed for the beef industry. Yep. So much of it. God damn. We got to subsidize, like, I don't know, beans and rice or something, you know? Blitler, Jitler, Gitler, Tritler, Mittler, Native Americaner, and Whitler. But enough about politics. Now it's time to be gay for goats for 30 to 40 minutes. Hey, it got my ass. Yeah, me concluding the politics section of my stream with a 5-minute reminder that non-white, non-cis, non-straight, non-men are capable of being politically problematic as well. Now that I've got that out of the way, we've got 3 hours and 55 uninterrupted minutes of me explaining how of me doing like American Psycho views of business card-esque bits while staring at a $4,000 coat or whatever.
Liberal, 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 happy fun, la la la, human smuggling, fentanyl deaths, forced government euthanasia.
Truly, yeah, he's spitting. Truly the wordsmith of RER, the voice of a generation. Holy shit. The earlier one, the like you're tuning into a Vaush politics stream, 5 minutes, Blitler, Shitler, Jitler, Blitler, whatever. Now for a fashion sec. Vaush talking about femboys. No, you're turning men's expression to a kink and fetishizing them. Vaush talking about goth/alt women. Haha, goth mommy, slutty fishnet, fat goth ass mommy. I want to fuck this shit. Okay, hold on. I don't act like this. I don't do the like Joe Cat tier mommy dommy ooh ah ooh thing, you know? I don't really do it. I mean, I say I think that, you know, so and so people are fuckable. I don't really think I lean into the goth thing as hard as other people do. You act like that when you're drunk. Okay, but when I do that while drunk, I don't just single out goth or alt women. I talk about a lot of people that way, which kind of, you know, widely distributes the attention. I don't think I've heard you say mommy once. I find it repellent. I don't like it when girls call me daddy either. So many of them insist on doing it, probably because of how I look and sound and act, but I don't ask them to. You know. Anyway, the issue with the femboy thing is that no. This is a 20-minute rant. You're not baiting me. Sex. When did Vaush say the femboy thing? He shortly talked about it last stream. Link here. Thanks, man. Oh wow, this retarded. How's it retarded? I mean, in some ways, it is okay, but the idea that it's bad to thirst over femboys online generally seems off to me. I didn't say that! I didn't say you can't thirst over femboys. I just think that it's like, femboy is literally a porn category. It's that, like, all expression of femininity, if you're a guy, is framed in the context of it being, like, a sex or a porn thing, right? Where, like, like nothing else really comes close. A woman in goth clothing is often sexualized, but it's not, you know, it's possible for that to be treated normally. But like a cute guy wearing a skirt and like fishnet leggings or whatever the fuck, you know, this is like literally porn archetype, I think. And a lot of people get really weird about it. I feel like okay, so what I mean is this, okay? And this is real and true, by the way. If you are an attractive woman and you dress up in like goth clothing and you post a picture of you looking a kind of a little bit lewd online, like you're fully dressed, but you're doing like a little pose or whatever, okay, people will thirst for you in the replies, but I think the majority of people will be mostly talking about how you're pretty, you know? There will be a lot of girls saying stuff like, oh my God, you look great, you look fantastic, holy shit, and a lot of people being sort of like respectfully flattering. Where you know what I'm talking about, right? They do the thing where it's like, oh, you're very beautiful, and like the implication is that of course I want to fuck you, but I'm expressing it in like a restrained way deliberately, right? But if you are a femboy and you post a comparably lewd pic of you wearing a skirt and the tights or, you know, whatever you're wearing, the comment replies are just porn. Like the pretense gets removed in a lot of cases. It's like a lot of it is just extremely explicit and sexual. And also it's always the assumption that you're a bottom, which means there's a lot of like very graphic, you know, like, oh, I want to fuck your ass, eat your ass, whatever, which if they're doing a porn account thing, that's fine. Like if they're a porn account, then they're going to get that kind of attention no matter what. But I'm talking about like broadly. And I think that stuff like that really discourages guys from dressing in a more feminine way. Because if a woman dresses up and looks nice and posts online, you know, I don't think they're going to necessarily get more of that kind of attention online than they would normally. That's kind of like a day-to-day thing. They're certainly not being discouraged from dressing nice because people are flattering about it. But if you're a guy and you live your life as a guy and you like want to try out feminine clothes, you post it online and everyone's just talking about fucking you in the ass. I feel like that could be like, that could dissuade you. That could make you think like, oh, if I dress or act this way, like I am being a porn archetype for people. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense, because that's the point. Okay. It's not saying you can't thirst over femboys online. You know, there's plenty of cute ones. I'm not saying they're not. Just, you know. All right. Yeah, right. Would you say this rule carries over to trans women as well? In some contexts, but I think that knowing the person that you're being sexual towards as a boy gives a lot of people who might otherwise be more respectful implied permission to act less respectful. Like, there are a lot of people who seem to think it's okay to act that way to a guy because there's not the underlying implication of, you know, sexual oppression or the dynamic or whatever. It's the same reason why male strippers tend to get sexually assaulted more often than female strippers, because female strippers tend to be protected by bouncers. Not always, but it's known. Whereas male strippers, like, people put their hands all over them. And it's like very, very common. They still do this to women all the fucking time, though. I know that. I'm not doing a competition thing. I'm just saying I feel like there's a specific dynamic that discourages men from dressing or acting more feminine that I don't think really applies to women dressing more masculine. Because, like, obviously not. Totally different dynamic. We're fine. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good, chat. We're good. We're good, chat. We're peachy keen. You mean the you're a man, you can defend yourself dynamic? No, I mean the guys always want sex, so if you like grope them or are incredibly direct or forward with them, they'll always appreciate it dynamic. Are femme girls a thing? Hypothetically possible, but I don't know if it's ever been proven. Vaush caught on video being a groomer. Warning, extremely disturbing content. I've been trying to kick this habit. I didn't always do this. It's like a fucking like idle hands thing. Actual grooming. You always do it? No, I didn't like 2 years ago. It's definitely not like a permanent thing. I do the same with my hair. Yeah, I think a lot of people twiddle, you know? I found my tics are worse when I'm on stimulants from ADHD. It might actually have been because I started taking Adderall. That about coincides with me doing the stupid beard brush thing. Stop touching your beard. See, that doesn't work. If there's compulsive behavior can never be corrected by saying just don't do that. It's you ever get that feeling where you touch something something kind of like gross or you didn't want to touch, like you had to do it, like you were reaching behind a counter to get something or something like that, and then you feel like a tingling at the point of your body where you made contact with the thing you didn't want to touch, and that tingling persists until you like wash your hands or something. I think most people experience like a very lesser form of that sometimes now and again. Some people have it really bad, but it's pretty normal to feel that. It's an example of how irrational, compulsive sensations can be, to the point where they manifest physically, you know? Yeah, you're describing severe OCD. No, I'm not. What I just described is pretty normal. Now, a severe version of that would be debilitating. But, you know, a lot of people experience like that very minor, you know, like weird tingly feeling. But yeah, it's about reprogramming how your brain responds to stimuli. It's like a cock and ball torture thing, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy.
Still went ahead and dropped a bomb there, attempting to kill this Hamas commander, knowing that a lot of innocent civilians, men, women, and children, presumably would be killed. Is that what I'm hearing?
There are a lot of 10-year-olds who do stuff worthy of death. There are like 10-year-old like gang boss fucking, you know, collaborators. Yeah, Killua. How many people has Killua killed, you know? I'm just saying. Is that what I was talking about? Fucking... As if the IDF could possibly stop Killua. We're airdropping from 10 fucking kilometers in the sky, Gon and Killua, into the West Bank. They'll sort it out. It's okay. Spectacular. Thank you. If a person says they're really into listening to music, I assume they're retarded. I'm sorry, if that's what you're selling yourself as, it's like, oh, I like listening to music, something that involves literally no critical engagement. So true. I don't think there's anything wrong with really liking music. If a person says they're really into listening to... Oh my god. Best incorporation of a fucking amnesia, the fucking amnesia like air raid siren noise. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's so fucking good. The ultimate spite politics. Graphics card bad. People who like tech YouTubers are drilling low IQ consumer shit. Anyway, let me tell you guys about these $200 shirts I just bought. True! Unironically, yes. Very true. Unironically. People can see shirts, your graphics card is nerd shit. Well, for me, the distinction is, if you're going to spend a lot of your disposable income on something, it shouldn't be because you're just mindlessly chasing a set of like marginal tech improvements. Like you should be critical of the cycle of like getting more money out of people by, you know, just releasing new barely changed shit every year because they're trying to keep the, you know, the industry up, even though they saturated the market. But, you know, fashion is communication, right? So if you want to buy something that you, you know, want because it makes you look nice or because you want to show off or whatever, that's not just, you know, you being sold on stuff. Now, of course, if you're just buying constant waves of fast fashion because you're keeping up with seasonal trends, that is really dumb. And I completely denounce that. I think it can happen with fashion too. Oh yeah, for sure. 100%. Yeah. If you're just buying fashion because you just are kind of like vaguely keeping up with some like, what's it called? Shein? Is that the name of the fast fashion brand? Is it Shine or Shein? It's Shein, right? If it's just like, oh, this is hot now, like buy this, and you buy 50 things, wear each of them once, then toss them out, then yeah, I think that's really, really bad. Yeah. Shein, it's 2 syllables. Shein. That sounds like my name. When I'm in a fragility contest competition, my opponent is pot smokers told that smoking pot every day is an addiction. Hopefully one day I will be able to make statements like, you shouldn't have to be dependent on pot to live, without people in chat getting mad at me. But I don't think today is that day. Let's not dwell on it. Pothead, they have an addiction versus telling an alcoholic they have an addiction. True! This is why alcoholics are less annoying about it. Critical. How can I make the left more appealing to all these alienated young men? I know, I'll declare war on potheads. Alienated young men hate weed. I will say, you being potheads probably isn't helping with you being an alienated young man. I have to say, you know, when it comes to solving life problems, getting high is definitely not very high up there on the list of methods by which you can, you know, tackle and resolve them. Just saying, doomer ass shit. pot is a social drug? Oh yeah, I'm sure the alienated young men who are constantly smoking weed are inviting all their friends over to do it every time. There's definitely not any kind of like loner habitual element to this. Come on. The real social drug is alcohol. Everyone knows that. In fact, people consider it to be a pretty huge red flag if you consistently drink alone. So what if you smoke pot alone pretty often?